Hey, what's happening, everybody? Sean Kitzman from Sustainable Massage Practices. Today's video is something that's got me a little fired up. It happened on the Facebook last night. I was looking at a jiu-jitsu guy's thread, and they were talking about marketing, and this individual said, you know, he was asking about all these sales strategies and techniques and SEO and all the rest of that stuff. And I said, and I firmly believe this. I firmly believe this when I tell you this. And anybody that I follow them for one reason. Not because their freaking search engine optimization is so good it ran across my track. I follow it because I was tipped off to it by one of my friends, or it somehow came into my spectrum or my scope of influence, and I decided that I liked that person's story. Screw all the damn SEO. It's important to have your stuff to, you know, tip to the top of your local page. I guess it depends on who you're after. If you're after everybody in your community, then yeah, sure, that's important. But if you're after the few 500 to 1,000 people that might actually be your people, then have some search engine optimization if you have the money for it and you have the time to invest in it. And if you don't have that time, then screw it, don't worry about it. Get out there and tell your story. Tell your story, tell your client stories, tell stories of people that you respect in your community, right? It's not about what new sexy thing comes along. All of the best salespeople in the history of man, going back to caveman drawing on the side of the wall, the best guys at that told stories. The best musicians tell stories. The best artists tell stories. You know why? Because there needs to be an emotional or a limbic connection to your work. If you don't have that, if your content sucks, I don't care how much money you throw out at SEO, or you throw out at Google AdWords, or you throw out at whatever the next sexy marketing bullshit is. If your stories suck, your shit's not going to sell. And you're going to be throwing out a ton of money and getting very little return on investment. What would you rather have? Well, if you're going to throw out money, why don't you learn how to tell stories? If that doesn't come natural to you, go take a writing course in college. Download some online course that teaches you how to tell stories. Hold on, let me see if I can find this book here. Go to your local bookstore or get on your smartphone in the interwebs in your app store and download audiobooks. Here's three books that I've used to learn how to tell better stories. Number one, Start With Why. Great book. The Start With Why, that emotional limbic connection, is exactly what you're after. This book will help you with it. Number two, The Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell. This Joseph Campbell dude might be kind of influential. If you're at all a Star Wars fan, this guy was really, really instrumental in Lucas's stuff, right? He was a teacher for Lucas. Number three, Tribes. So let's see, here's 20 bucks US. Here's 18 bucks, 15 bucks, 20 US, and we'll round this down. So for 50 bucks, and some sweat equity and work, you can learn how to tell stories. Because telling stories is what's going to get your stuff to stick. And in our industry, you have to be able to tell stories to your clients. And your clients then have to be able to pass on those stories to their friends, and that's how you get referrals. One of the reasons that I do neurokinetic therapy, it is largely because of the storytelling that happens with it. When I go to do a muscle test and it fails, and I'm able to make them or help them get to do that, and they get out of pain, they go tell their friends about it. Oh my gosh, I couldn't hold my leg up, and then he did X, Y, and Z, and now I can hold my leg up. And by the way, I'm out of pain, or I can do whatever I want to do better. That's part of the big reason that I do it, because it adds to the story. Build your culture of your clientele, and screw all the SEO bullshit, because it doesn't teach you anything. And if you do hire a marketer, or you do hire someone to build your content, actually manage it and monitor it. Watch interact with that person. Have that tell that person, have the person teach you how to do what you want to learn how to do, right? Now, they can manage other things, right? They can manage your website. They can manage, making sure that it stays up high in the ranks. But they should be managing your social. I don't think that should happen. You should be managing your social. You should be managing any piece of content that is actually written about your business. So, don't worry about the freaking all the marketing bullshit. Teach yourself how to do it. I promise you. It doesn't take that long. If you spent the next, matter of fact, I know this is really ranty and tangential, but I want to show you that I put in the work with this, right? As a matter of fact, 2010, so 6 years ago. Yeah, 2010, 6 years ago. I had a small martial arts school, and I had hired a mentor. His name is Tom Callis. Tom Callis is actually who tipped me off both to Seth Godin and to Joseph Campbell. And that's what he was talking about. He was talking about telling stories. And I told one of my students at the time, I better be really good at this storytelling by the time I'm 44. And I have 4 years left to kind of get it down because I'm 40. I'm going to be 41 in February. So I've got 4.5 years left-ish to get it down. But it's gotten way better, and it's taken time. It's just like doing a massage, right? When you first start doing massage, you suck. You're not good. And then as you put in your reps, or when you first started writing your alphabet, or riding your bike, or making food, or whatever skill set that you're trying to do, it got better. So focus on the skill acquisition of telling your stories. And then have that marketing person pop your stuff up to, if you care about it, if that's what you want to do, if that's part of your plan, not just because the industry tells you should do it, because you actually thought about it and it was part of your plan, then pop your social stuff up to SEO. All right, I'm out. I actually skipped my yoga session to do this video because I was so fired up about it since last night. There's actually probably going to be another video coming out later today, so look for that. We'll see you soon, and remember, practice makes improvement.